Oh, there it is.
Okay, perfect.
Love the shirt, man.
Which one is this? Yes. I like the company. I got a couple of different shirts that I like that. It's a company that's run all by ex-military. So a lot of the logos, the sleeves.
Oh yeah, okay.
They,
So if you want, like, we can just start with, when did you purchase the program and start your training?
Well, it was, I guess, about a month ago. Well, not so much a month, maybe 3 weeks ago. And primarily, I got to say, you were kind of instrumental in the whole thing, because my timeline from the time that I was laid off from Neiman Marcus due to the pandemic, I had been researching ABS prior to that. I'm a previous business owner. I own a dry cleaner here in Orlando for 7 years. I've got 27 years retail experience. So about 14 years in, I opened up a dry cleaner. 7 years. It was a good business, but it was absolutely driving me crazy. 2007, 2008 hit, and business, that was the bubble blowing up, and business was much more difficult. A lot of my business now had to be wholesale to supplement the over-the-counter business. And so I even in retail, I always wanted to get back into a business. The question was, what was it? And so as I started thinking more seriously about it, January, February of this year, is when I started receiving email. I was thinking about it then, but it was a couple of months after that I looked into ABS, and I started to get emails from you with webinars to join. So after listening to the first webinar, I was struck that this makes a lot of sense in today's economic environment. Fairly recession proof. Regardless of what happens to the economy, people would need medical attention. Somebody will need to help the doctors process that medical attention. And everything just continued to make sense as I went through the process. So by receiving your frequent emails to the webinars and just checking in, kind of reinforced me to continue to look at ABS as a company to do this.
It's almost like we know how to do marketing.
Right? I hope so.
Yeah, so we practice what we preach, and we teach our owners to do a lot of the marketing that we do, and be someone who provides education and information to people so that they can be, understand, first of all, that there's a need that needs to be taken care of there. So yeah, so you actually went through the training pretty quick. I think you went through a little bit faster than a lot of people. How long did it take you to complete the training?
It was about a week and a half, and you're right, the past week and a half, well, really past 2 weeks, because I started creating the business entity. I have a family friend who was in medical billing for a while, consulted with him for some time. I have an attorney. The attorney, I ran this business past the attorney because I wanted another professional opinion. And he said it sounded good. He went on your website ahead of time to look into it, and actually said that about 30% of his business are from medical practices here in Orlando. So once I have got a good understanding of the business, he may be able to help me with some referrals. But it's been nonstop since then, because as you can understand, there's so much involved in the training, in not just going through the training, but studying it for hours afterwards and before. But then also setting up the corporate entity and all the other things that are around that, a business address, the business phone numbers, the marketing materials through your website, everything involved. It's been pretty much nonstop.
Yeah, it's almost like a lifelong learning process, healthcare. And you didn't have any healthcare background at all, is that right?
No, no, like I said, it was in retail, but always in retail management. So, and it was always in luxury retail. Saks Fifth Avenue, Barney's, New York, Neiman Marcus. So it was all relationship-based business. Those companies don't run off of walk-in traffic. They walk in, they generate their business through the relationships between the associates and the clients. So us as managers are just really there to support and reinforce and do whatever we can to grow and develop those relationships. So I'm hoping that will come to some kind of use here, because honestly, I'm kind of scared because I've never been the one selling. Now I know this isn't selling, so I need to find a comfortable way to present this so it appears as though I am there to help them and their doctors, their offices, in recovering lost revenue.
Yeah, that's what we want to get across to the people that finish the training is you don't want to get into the software sales game or anything like that. You really want to take the materials that we've given you and the books that we've written that we print your name on to build your credibility, and just different little things to, build the trust with the doctors and let them start to understand that you're somebody there that's truly wanting to consult with them and help them in different ways, not just try to sell them something they may or may not need. I know that did you explore any other opportunities, healthcare related or otherwise? And how did you weed those out?
I Googled medical billing companies just for one day. And it wasn't a whole day, a couple hours, just to see what came up. And I went on a couple of different websites. Honestly, right now, I can't remember which ones. But as I looked into ABS more and listened to more of the webinars, that really kind of reinforced my decision on what direction to go.
So it was always you were kind of looking for some kind of healthcare business, or did you look at?
No, I had debated on a couple of different businesses. I'm handy, so I can do carpentry, electrical, plumbing, tile, home repairs. But I'm 57. I don't want to do this for the next 10 years working on somebody's house. Yeah. So I wanted to do something that would provide me free time, because ultimately I want to retire eventually, and give me flexibility in my time, but also the potential to replace a very gracious income that I just lost through Neiman Marcus. Now, they were nice enough to provide me with a severance package, which is what I'm using to carry me through to this portion of time until I start getting new doctor's offices. But it was just the right opportunity at the right time. And the more I started thinking about the medical field, the more I understood that it was recession proof. It will always be around. It will change and have to adapt to different things from time to time, but it will always be there, and there'll always be a need there. And I mean, going into doctors' offices a lot over the past couple of years, I can see the pain points that are out there right in my own community. So I know the need exists as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for so long, 26 years, and we've just kind of seen steady growth every year. It's just kind of crazy. It's there's always a need, no matter what's going on, pandemic or not, doesn't matter who's president. It seems like it's just doctors are always going to need help, with getting paid properly and on time and stuff. So the training, you just finished the training.
Yeah.
What, did you get what you thought you were going to get out of it? Did you get more? How was that process of going through the?
It was very thorough and very clear. It seemed to be very well thought out. It was very systemic and easily flowed from one topic to the next, which kind of helped me get an overall understanding of the process, the different systems that are available, and how they're kind of all connected.
And you feel like it addressed the majority of the big big concerns and questions that you had, at least for now?
Yeah, I have honestly no questions right now. I just have work ahead of me.
Yeah.
To be comfortable and memorize my conversations with friends and family, to memorize my conversations with people that are just going to be a short conversation, with people that will be a longer conversation, with my conversation walking into a doctor's office for the first time. Those conversations are what I need to be more comfortable with. You know, in retail, we were very familiar with giving presentations on sales numbers and you know, staffing and square footage and volume by square footage and all this stuff. So I'm very accustomed to preparing for presentations, but that's really how I have to approach this, so I can get an understanding of the knowledge, so I can remember it.
Yeah, for sure. So the training is done. You've graduated. You've received your, well, I don't know if you've received your certificate, but you will be getting a CMRM certificate in the mail.
Yeah. No, not yet. I was told probably the beginning of next week. My last training day was Tuesday, I believe.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So what we do is, once that's done and we issue your certificate, we transition you to our support team, and we do a transition onboarding call with our head of support. So have you done that call yet with Tim?
Yeah, I spoke to Tim actually today. We spoke for about 40 minutes.
Okay. And how did that call go? Did he give you a little demo of the support site and all that, or?
Fantastic. Yeah. He also said there are a group of licensees that are you know, very well versed in all these processes, that if I am having trouble getting that first client, that he can kind of attach me to. But I got to tell you, from the very beginning, I spoke to that list of licensees you gave me. I was able to contact 8 of them and spoke at length with each of them. That was another reason that really reinforced that this was good. I didn't hear a bad thing from any one of them. And each one of them, very nice, asked me to keep their name and number as contact, and if I had any questions after, they'd be glad to help me through the process. So I can't help but feel that I have so much support, that it's got to be a winning situation.
Do you feel like you have any prospects right now that you're going to be tapping into?
I have 2 people that I'm using as referral partners, and I get them through the training. I've given them some of the material so far. I still need to reach out to one of them. One of my people has everything. The other one I still need to make contact with and give them everything. And then I just arranged to have my business cards done through a friend of mine that's a local here. I'm not going to wait for the cards, though. What I'm really waiting for is to get comfortable with the script, because I do not want to walk into some place and obviously look like an idiot fumbling for words to describe what it is that I do. Yeah. So once I'm comfortable with that, probably within the next week or 2, then I'll start going to offices. There's a lot of medical places here in town where I live. There's an Olympic facility, Olympic training facility here. A lot of doctors' offices surrounding the sports. There's a major hospital in my local town here that have a lot of extra offices all over the place. But it would appear as though they're all private practices, all surrounding the hospital. So it is an enormous amount of opportunity. But really, my first step is memorizing the different scripts and being comfortable with it, so I can walk in to talk to somebody there.
Yeah, so we helped you at the end of the training put together that customized jumpstart kind of plan of action, right? So now you have the steps?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean, hopefully we can get you very quickly to, doing a practice analysis, doing it, and then we do the demo for you, and then we help you put together the proposal, and then we get them to the agreement and get them to sign. So hopefully that happens for you pretty quick here.
I'm hoping it does too.
Yeah. those referral sources that you mentioned, are they people that are in healthcare, or what? Who are
No,
they?
no, the people that I worked with at Neiman Marcus in retail, they're both salespeople, did over $1 million last year, but they are both people that generate their business through relationships. They're not going to sell something to someone that doesn't need it. And they yet are still very, very successful. They both also have a lot of contacts. In high-end retail, you get a lot of people, doctors, attorneys, accountants, a lot of professionals, a lot of private business owners, and it's their networks that I'm hoping to tap into by pulling these two referrals in.
Very cool. Yeah, that's exactly what we want, is people that are relationship builders. That's what it takes. So,
Right.
All right. Well, final question for anybody who's looking at the ABS opportunity and they're just not sure. I mean, do you have any final thoughts for someone who's exploring the opportunity? I mean, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about it and not sure?
No, I would say take the chance, because there's the way I look at it, there's two different aspects. One is setting up the business, and the other is running the business. The business will be set up and ready to go in no time. That will no longer be a concern. So the rest in front is marketing. And honestly, I'm not looking to build a $1 billion industry or $1 million industry. I want to have enough to replace the income that I lost, maybe a little bit more. So I don't know, 7 providers, maybe 9 providers, just enough so that I have a brother-in-law. He'll be doing the data entry for the claims, just enough for he and I to manage. And honestly, that's it. The rest are maintaining. The rest of my time would be spent maintaining the relationships that I built with those 7 or 9 practices. And I won't be marketing forever. I may continue to go out there every now and then, because who knows, I may get dropped by someone for some reason. A doctor may die or pass on or move from one state to another. So there's other reasons, but most of my time now will be marketing until I get the needed providers.
Awesome.
But what I tell them is, by all means, do it.
I mean, we got a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? So
yeah,
what do you got to lose?
Right.
All right, man. Well, that's all I've got. Let us know what you need. We're here for you, and we want to ramp this up and get you going as quickly as we possibly can. So,
all right, sounds good.
Effort, yeah, team effort. So,
all right, great. Thanks a lot, Al.
All right.
All right.
Have a good weekend, I guess.
Yeah, you too. You too.
All right. Happy holidays too. Happy Thanksgiving already.
Yeah, I can't believe it's next week, right?
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let us know what you need.
See you later.
Thanks. See ya.